How to fight drug charges, winning unwinnable cases. Have you ever wondered how to tackle drug charges that seem impossible to win? It can feel overwhelming, but there are ways to fight back. Let's break down some effective strategies for contesting these charges. First, it is essential to examine the legality of the search and seizure that led to the discovery of drugs. The Fourth Amendment protects individuals from unlawful searches. If law enforcement conducted a search without a valid warrant or probable cause, the evidence gathered may be excluded from trial. This can significantly weaken the prosecution's case. Next, consider whether the accused actually possessed or controlled the drugs. Possession means having control or knowledge of the drugs. If the drugs belonged to someone else or were found in a shared space, the defense can argue lack of possession. It is important to differentiate between mere proximity to drugs and actual possession. Another defense strategy involves questioning the chain of custody and reliability of evidence. The prosecution must prove that the drugs presented in court are the same ones that were seized and that they have not been tampered with. Any break or error in handling evidence can raise doubts about its validity. Insufficient evidence is also a strong defense. The prosecution must prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt for each element of the charge. If the evidence is weak, circumstantial, or contradictory, the defense can argue that the case does not meet this high standard. In cases involving prescription drugs, presenting a valid prescription can negate criminal intent. Similarly, showing that the drugs were for personal use can help reduce charges or penalties. Entrapment is a less common but sometimes valuable defense. This requires proving that law enforcement induced the defendant to commit a crime they would not have otherwise committed. This defense needs clear evidence of coercion or encouragement by police. Throughout the defense process, challenging the credibility of witnesses and the accuracy of drug testing procedures can further undermine the prosecution's case. Errors in lab testing or unreliable testimony can create reasonable doubt. Winning difficult drug cases involves several key strategies. Contest the legality of searches and seizures. Argue lack of possession or knowledge of the drugs. Question the chain of custody and evidence reliability. Demonstrate insufficient evidence to prove guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Use prescription or medical necessity defenses when applicable. Establish lack of intent to distribute. Raise entrapment defenses if law enforcement misconduct occurred. Challenge witness credibility and lab test accuracy. A skilled criminal defense attorney will tailor these strategies to the specifics of the case. They will analyze all evidence and procedural details to protect the defendant's rights and build the strongest possible defense.